Hi guys, my name's Tyler and I do a lot of custom work on stretch limos, executive shuttles, and party buses. Primarily anything that's specialty vehicle. And people tell me over and over and over that see me doing this type of work that I should make videos and put them online because other people might find it interesting. So figured I would give it a shot here with what we're doing to this Chrysler 300 stretch that you see behind me. Go ahead and turn the camera around. So here we have a 2019 Chrysler 300 stretch limo that was made by SCG Limo Land, and we're doing several upgrades and things to it that are going to improve its functionality, its reliability, as well as update and modernize the appearance a bit. So I'm really into AC work in limos. I like to get them as cold as possible, and a lot of people complain that stretch limos just don't cool that well, and a lot of that has to do with small systems in them, systems that aren't properly sized for what they're trying to do, and we're going to try to fix that on this Chrysler. So here in the floor we have a TM13 heavy-duty AC compressor. And the only reason I stopped at a 13 instead of doing a 16 is because we're really limited on space with where we can put this in this car. So the secondary compressor on these goes where the power steering pump on older models would be. So if you can see down in there, you have the factory compressor up at the top. Try to get this thing to focus. I'm not sure if it will. There we go. You have factory compressor at the top, and then you have the secondary compressor at the bottom, which is a TM08. Then your condenser is radiator mounted right here in the front, behind the bumper, behind the grill, with a pusher fan in front of it, which is pretty typical for a Chrysler 300 AC system setup, or really any sedan stretch. A lot of times your SUVs would get underbelly condensers, which are a lot more efficient, but on the sedan stretches, I'll show you what you have to work with underneath. Virtually no space where you could mount something that's not going to be damaged. And you can see this car has been bottomed out some, which, I mean, it's unfortunate, but it's unavoidable on something that's maybe 8 inches off the ground unloaded. So that's something else we're going to do to it too. We're going to have some custom springs made that give us a few more inches of ride height and put those on all 4 corners of this car. They do put heavier weight rated springs on them when they convert them, but they don't really give it much extra ride height. And with the length of the Chrysler stretched out, you need it up off the ground a little bit more for some more proper ground clearance. We do have the bar out of it. This is part of the lighting that we're doing. So I'm waiting on some more shielded cable so I can get all the wires connected together. But we've taken this thing apart completely, cleaned it all up. You've got clear acrylic that's sandwiched in here and up here at the top, which is what the lights shine through, and it looks really cool when it's lit up. But what usually happens is the cup holders here, people spill things on the bar, and then it gets up in the little cracks, and you can't clean it out unless you take the whole bar apart and clean it up. The moisture also likes to get on your LED strip lights inside the bar and start burning them out. So this one is the first one I've done where we siliconed on both sides of the acrylic the entire bar. So around every cup holder, around every opening in it is siliconed so that if somebody spills something on it, you ought to be able, with a detail brush and a microfiber, to just clean it out of the edges here and out of the cup holders, off the surface, and it's not going to go in there, stain inside the bar and give you a funky look that just makes the car look dirty all the time. And it'll keep it off the lights. Now on these Chryslers, there's typically only one, well, there's multiple LED strips, but you can see the back side here where it's kind of routed out. Strip of LEDs goes in here to make this acrylic light up. But with it only being on the back and all the cup holders and everything cut in it, you start to lose some of the consistency of light when you get here to this outside edge. So what I did is I took and routed out a groove underneath this along the front and installed a second strip of LEDs all the way down the bar, so that once we get all the lights in there and get everything wired up, there shouldn't be any loss of lighting consistency from, say, inside the cup holders here that's closer to the lights to the outer edge. Make the bar look brighter and make it look more uniform. Let's go inside the car here. I won't be able to turn it on and light anything up for you right now, because with the bar out and all the lighting controls out, you start the car up, nothing's going to come on anyway. But this is what the inside of a limo looks like with a lot of its interior removed. So of course the bar would go over there. I've already done the ceiling, so we took this entire ceiling down, took everything apart, cleaned it really good. These acrylic panels were held in with little aluminum tabs that they hold them in fine, but if a passenger goes and pushes up on these panels, they push on in. And then you've got to take the ceiling down in order to get them back in place. So they're fully screwed in from the back side, siliconed around them, so they won't pop up anymore. Redid the light rails. What else? Just giving you a look around inside of a limo with a bunch of the interior taken apart. You got your subwoofer over there. One of our air handler units, there's two of these. The other one's under the seat here that I'm sitting on. These are 32,000 BTU apiece, so 64,000 BTU evaporator coils. And they're paired up with only a 30,000 BTU condenser. So even for those of you who aren't as familiar with AC work, you can probably hear that the numbers don't really add up. We can't reject nearly as much heat as we have the potential to absorb, which is a big reason why the AC system doesn't function quite as well as it could. So what we're going to do is we'll shut this door and reopen it so the lights will come back on. We're going to relocate this evaporator up underneath the seat there where the other one is, so there'll be one on this side and one on this side. And we're going to cut a recess in the floor here for a 65,000 BTU underbelly condenser. 3 dedicated puller fans, and it'll really improve the cooling combined with that TM13 compressor. This car should have exceptional air conditioning in it. There's an older electric compressor that some of them came with. This one's already been converted to belt driven at the factory before it left. So that's what we're working on here, and as we move along with the project, I'll try to keep you guys updated. Thanks.